Good day, liberators and fellow citizens of the world. The question I'm asking you to comment on is, do you think that judges who have served banks before as their clients and they are now sitting in a case where a bank is the party, whether they can truly be independent and impartial? That's a simple question. What the law says is that when a judge is appointed as a judge and he's sitting as a judge, he is by default considered to be impartial and independent. So there's no obligation on the judge to tell the parties or the other party of the bank to say that he wants or she wants represented the bank against whom the other party is appearing against. So this is not only restricted to judges. Banks have panels of legal practitioners on their panels. So out of my experience, I still have to find an attorney who has not done any work for a bank before. So the problem we are sitting with is that once you, as a customer of the bank, falls in arrears and the bank wants to repossess your home, then you automatically have to go to an attorney. But when you go to the attorney, that attorney, if you do not specifically ask the attorney, and in 99% of the cases, people don't know this and they don't ask the attorneys. But in 99% of the cases, that very attorney is actually keeping quiet that he or the firm is actually on the panel of a bank or that specific bank. But then he proposes, no, let's settle this matter, or he's actually going very slowly with this case. And you think that your attorney is actually representing you. But how can you expect the attorney to suddenly bite the hand that's feeding him? If most of these attorney firms get their income from work that they do for banks, how can you expect that attorney to aggressively fight your case and expose gaps in the case of the bank against you? I want to refer to two cases, real case scenarios we are involved in. Let me start with this one case. Andre Creer, he and his wife have been sued by First Rand Bank and they eventually want to obviously repossess their residential home, their primary residential home. So Andre Kruger decided that, well, he cannot find an attorney who's willing to act against First Rand Bank and who is affordable, and he cannot get legal aid or a law clinic to assist him. So then he heard about Liberty Fighters Network and we started to assist him with his case. So Andre Creer, who also has a speech impediment disability, appeared before Justice Derek Wilde at the Western Cape High Court against First Rand Bank. This was a summary judgment application with a Rule 46A, which means that they want to repossess his home, his primary residential home. So then he appeared, but Justice Willie literally ignored his arguments that we have prepared for him. So then when Andre asked Willie to produce reasons for his judgment, because he never gave reasons for his judgment, suddenly Willie became very much put aback, and he started to become personally involved in the case. So then this has escalated to a point whereby his apparent leave to appeal application was then heard virtually on MS Teams, and on that platform. And it was recorded that Willie attacked him. He wanted to go after Andre. And Liberty Fighters Network then became involved and then reported Justice Willie to the then acting Judge President Goliath. And strangely enough, let me just show you this, that out of the blue, I received this letter from Johan Victor Attorneys. Johan Victor is also the attorney. I've seen his name very much connected with these processes or these cases that's apparently attacking liquidators and their practices. I've seen on the social media that he is very much involved in that, and people are giving him a lot of praise for this. But strangely enough, Johan Victor, knowing well that Justice Willie cannot do this, He in fact did this. A judge is supposed to be impartial and independent, but the ones we've lodged the complaint against him for not being independent and impartial. Johan Victor wrote this letter to us, and this is the letter he wrote, and he said, the above refers. This is a letter of demand, cease and desist. And then the above refers, we confirm that we act on behalf of the Honorable Justice Willie in his personal capacity, our client, in his personal capacity. Okay, so now they are going into the common law concept whereby your persona and your other individual is now separated, which is correct. I don't mind, but why, if the complaint was lodged against Willie in his capacity as a judge sitting there, why would he suddenly turn around and want to stop us doing it in his personal capacity, in his individual capacity? I just go on. Then at the outset, we record that we do not intend to deal with all issues underlying this matter. Our failure to do so should not in any way be considered the normal thing. But the fact of the matter is that in emails dated the 21st of August and 22nd of August circulated to third parties, our clients, registrar, counsel, and the acting judge present, you made numerous personal defamatory and slanderous statements towards our client. We do not deem it necessary to repeat these statements in this letter. Okay, so, but basically he said that the complaint that I've lodged, or Liberty Fighters Network have lodged against him for not being impartial and independent, and lodged with the acting judge president Goliath at that point in time, is apparently defamatory. Wow. Okay. So well, what has happened is that I then sent this letter to the acting judge president and say, this is the proof that he has lost his independence and he's not impartial. So Willie then recused himself. So there was another judge allocated to hear the leave to appeal application, Judge Tulari, and Judge Tulari granted leave to appeal because he found several aspects contained in the judgment of Willie that he did not agree with, to say that, well, there are reasonable prospects of success on appeal, and the matter was now referred to appeal. And then the other second point is Felicia Mavenia. Felicia Mavenia is a Johannesburg resident, the mother of two, and they, Standard Bank, want to repossess her home. Primary residential home. So Felicia, we tried to get an attorney to act against Standard Bank, and we couldn't find one. So we then also assisted Felicia in opposing and defending her case against the bank. Unfortunately, when she appeared before this Judge van Aswegen, acting judge, the judge could not, although we've prepared the heads of argument for her, and she was supposed to just read, she couldn't argue it herself. She did not have the experience in doing it. And she was being prejudiced by the fact that she could not get an affordable lawyer, and a lawyer who is willing to appear against Standard Bank. So we've assisted her, and because we've assisted her and we are not legal practitioners, we could not have represented her, and she's put in the position by the judge herself that she is now forced to get an attorney that we know we cannot get by the 25th of April. We've asked the attorney of Standard Bank to please produce us a panel list of all the attorneys appearing on behalf of, or on the panel of Standard Bank, and their answer was that there are so many that it's not possible to get these panels that for each and every one of the specific departments from their client. So this is the problem we are sitting with, that there are cases, and most of the cases against the people of South Africa, the consumers of these financial products being and loans by the banks, they do not have the capacity, they do not have the independence and the impartiality of representation and also judgment. That no wonder these banks are getting away with literally murder. People are saying murder because many people have committed suicide because of the fact that they have lost their homes, that they could not have paid the bank, they've lost their possessions, they've committed suicide. Murders have been literally committed because of banks. We are sitting with a judiciary who is not independent and impartial when it comes to bank cases. We have to get a system whereby judges must tell parties that I have represented this bank before, or I've represented the interest of the banks, and might not be independent, or do you mind if I sit as a judge? That question must be asked in each and every one of these cases. When legal practitioners appear on behalf of these bank clients trying to fight their repossessions, we are of the opinion that the court processes must make provision for those very legal practitioners to confirm that they are not independent, they are on the panels of these judges. And yes, I actually forgot that, yes, Willie was the biggest client when at his firm that he came from before he became a judge. Actually, one of the biggest clients was First Rand Bank. So there was a clear conflict of interest, but it was never exposed during the process of the hearings. So what we are just basically saying is, people, be warned. When you have a problem with your bank, do not go to an attorney. Try and do your case yourself. You've got a greater chance of success if you go and represent yourself, get the facts. The internet is full of information how you can do it. If you don't know specifically, you are welcome to come in contact with us. We will give you guidance as far as we can in accordance with our availability and our resources. And it's clear, if you find an attorney, let that attorney expose whether he or she has done work for that bank or for banks. If they say yes to any one of the questions, then tell them then you've got a conflict of interest. Then you move on and try and find the other one, and maybe you are lucky to find such a legal practitioner. People, we do not have a special benefactor. We do this without expecting anything in return because we are not legal practitioners. So our work is being funded by you as the people. So please consider a voluntary donation of your choice. And yes, remember that I've written a very nice book that you can also download. I'm very much proud of it. Go and read it. Once you read it, you will understand the concept of where capitalism, communism, where they actually clash within a religious perspective. So I'm very much proud of that book. And people, thank you very much for your support. Really appreciate it. And please comment on this. What's your opinion? What should happen? Godspeed until the next time.
Liberty Fighters Network.
Liberty Fighters Network.